Alright, part 16. We're getting this done tonight, people. The next question is from Kyle Colosimo again. If you could be a superhero, who would it be? Or if you could have any superpower, what would it be? Well, the second part of your question I already answered. I would have the superpower to start spontaneous dances wherever I am. Like, everyone around me would go into this whole big coordinated group dance. This irresistible compulsion to be part of this dance would happen. But I already talked about that. If I had to pick a superhero who already existed, well, it's kind of different because it's a hard choice because my favorite superhero would probably be Batman. I just have always been more interested in Batman than any of the other superheroes. But as in terms of who would be the most fun, I don't know. It might be more fun to have Spider-Man's powers because I just love the idea of being able to shoot webs and swing around buildings and climb up the sides of buildings and stuff like that. That might be more fun. So I think I'd rather be Spider-Man, even if Batman is still my favorite superhero, if that makes any sense. Alright. Boreal Gold Pyramid. He's back. Would you prefer truth or dare? I prefer truth generally because I feel I'm a very open person. I like to talk about myself and to talk about what I know and what I've experienced. I'm not so big on doing random stuff just for the hell of it, like dares, but I'll do a few dares, I guess. When will you go back to Super Mario World hacks and Sonic? Well, that question was asked before I started doing CMB's hacks, so that answers your question. I'm going to put CMB's hack as part of my normal rotation of games. But after I finish CMB's hack, the platforming slot will go to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That will be the next game on the platforming slot. And after that, probably another Mario game. But I don't know. But I definitely know I'm doing CMB's hack first, and then I'm going to Sonic and Knuckles for the next platforming game. Alright. What do you put in a toaster? Muffins. English muffins. Okay. Mega Shadow 41 asks, what is your view on Justin Bieber? Well, I don't hate him. I mean, I don't like his music, obviously. I'm not a Bieber fan, but I don't really see a need to hate him. And he's just some kid who is moderately talented at what he does. Nothing really special, but it's special enough that he got the attention that he has gotten. But here's the thing, people might hate Justin Bieber now, but those of you who are young right now, in your teens, preteens, I can assure you, in the year 2025, you'll be out somewhere, and a radio station will be having like Retro Day or something, and you'll hear like One Less Lonely Girl or Baby 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 on the radio, and you'll be like, oh my god, I remember that. Because this is something that I've experienced, and you will too. If you hate something for long enough, you start to gain a certain kind of affection for it. For instance, some of you might be old enough to remember this. Back in about 97, 98, the Spice Girls were huge. For a brief time in history, the Spice Girls were absolutely everywhere. I hated them. I was right smack in the middle of the target age group. Not the target gender, obviously. It was targeted towards girls. But I was, 12 years old, and all the 12-year-old girls were going nuts over Spice Girls. And Hanson. But the Spice Girls were just drilled into us, just like Justin Bieber is right now to your generation, or Miley Cyrus, and whoever else is out there. The Spice Girls were inescapable. So I couldn't stand them. But years passed, and nowadays I realize whenever I hear the Spice Girls, I freaking love them now. I absolutely can't get enough Spice Girls. Especially, this was my most hated Spice Girls song when I was a kid, but it's my most loved one now. Does anyone remember the song Wannabe? So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Remember that song? If you want to be my lover, you have got to give. Taking is too easy, but that's the way it is. That song. I freaking love that song. Whenever I'm at work and that song comes on the radio, I go nuts. Absolutely nuts. And this was a song I hated back when it first came out, and for the first decade after that. But now I freaking love the song. So the same thing is going to happen to you and Justin Bieber. You might hate him now, but in 15 years, I mean, you won't love him, but you're going to hear those songs and you're going to be like, yeah, I remember this. This is nostalgia. You're going to absolutely go nuts over it. I can guarantee you. I mean, the songs still won't be better. I mean, Wannabe isn't a great song by any means, but, you know, it's a well-put-together little tune. It's catchy, and I freaking love it. And you will, too. I guarantee you, what was your name again? Mega Shadow? In 2025, you will come to love Baby, Baby, Baby. Oh, I promise you. Just drop me a line in 2025 and tell me I'm right. And I'll say, of course I am. Okay. Nick O asks, is your flaccid penis larger than an average muffin? Yes, of course it is. And he also has a second question. Would you set up a PayPal so you can receive donations? I don't know. The thing about donations is, I mean, having money is always good, and I've spent money on Bonecanoe86, and certain LPers do receive donations, but the thing is, I don't know. I'm not really concerned about the perception of begging too much, but I feel that if I start accepting money from people, I'm beholden to them to create something. I mean, not really, because donations are on a voluntary basis and they're not for anything in particular. I consider a donation to be a symbol of appreciation. Like, I donated $10 to Sir on Lionheart. I did. I don't regret doing that, even though he didn't make that many videos afterwards. But, I don't know. Most of the people who watch me are pretty young, and we're not really in a position to donate too much. But it's not an idea I'd entirely rule out, but it's not something I'm thinking about just now. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's not the worst idea ever, and maybe I'd consider it, but right now, I don't know. It just seems like it's a different kind of It is tempting, I will say, because I know I would receive some donations, maybe a couple dozen bucks, which would be used to buy new equipment or whatever. But I'm divided on the whole issue, to be honest. You'll have to come back to me in a few months. You know, I'd be very interested to hear arguments presented in favor or opposed to the idea of donation. Civ3Player asks, Bonecanoe, here's a good question. Are you sure you want to answer all these questions? There are like 155 questions. I know, man. It's crazy. But yeah, I've already answered most of them, so I guess the answer is yes. I'm just crazy like that. I don't know how many people out there are going to spend 15 videos, 16 or however many I'm up to now, answering all your questions, but that's just how much I love my own ego. I'll be honest. I literally love the sound of my own voice, and I like putting myself out there. And that's the main reason I do this. You know, to be honest. You know, I feel I should be honest with myself and honest with the fans. But it also is a reason because I love you guys, and I really do want to hear what you have to say. I want to see your feedback. You know, I do read all of your comments, at least the ones that pop up in the channel feed, you know, or the comment feed. I read every single one of them. I don't really respond to that many of them, but I do read them, and I take what you say to heart. I really do. I'm not one of those guys who just doesn't read comments, doesn't look at them, and I can't imagine turning off comments on videos, turning off comments and ratings. I can't imagine doing that. Why would you do that? Because YouTube is all about being interactive, you know. The viewer and the content provider, the lines are blurred because a person who might comment on my video, I might comment on their video. And YouTube is all about the feedback and the give and take and all that. And I couldn't conceive of turning off the comments and being like, there, video. It's so stale and dead. I don't even delete troll comments most of the time. Or none of the time, actually. I've never deleted a comment on purpose anyway. Maybe I hit the wrong button a couple times, but I like to just let people speak their mind. And I can't ever see myself becoming a guy who, oh, people are saying negative things, I'm going to disable comments and ratings. I mean, screw that. Screw that noise. Okay. Not too many more. Would you rather... The Pop12345 asks, would you rather be mauled by a bear or listen to Rebecca Black for the rest of your life? Well, Rebecca Black is freaking awesome, so I'd rather have that. Because being mauled by a bear kind of hurts. I wouldn't mind it being Friday for the rest of my life. Not too bad of a fate. And, you know, one of these days I will explain why Rebecca Black is so awesome. Actually, I already did. Because, what did I say? That song really takes everything that's messed up about... I really believe it takes... That song mocks us as a society, but it does so in such a sincere fashion, and it takes itself so seriously that it makes it all the more biting, I think. And that's why most people hate it, but that's why cynics like me freaking love it. Okay. What Nick asks, what is your account picture? What and when is it about? Where is it about? And why is it about? My account picture, I don't even remember making that my account picture. It just sort of became. It is a screenshot from my original Civ 3 LP. I've narrowed it down to some video in the 120s, I think, or 130s. But pretty much, it's near the end. And it's a random screenshot of me as India invading Germany. I'm sure many of you, if not most of you, have seen that at some point. And, yeah, that's just where it came from. At many points, I've thought about using that logo of the 3 colored circles that I made a while back as my channel page. But this random Civ 3 screenshot has been there for so long that I almost feel like it's a indispensable part of the channel by now. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's silly, and maybe I should change it, but I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it. Alright. PurpleGal011 asks, what is your real name? My full real name is Ian Arthur Little. I'm 100% honest about that. Ian Arthur Little is my real legal name. Go ahead and Google me if you want. You can probably find out where I live, but I don't really care because all those fears people have about people getting you on the internet are overblown.